Well, Koiki Media bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Mo fẹ́ ká jọ wo these data or data, historical data about export of different uh, products that left Nigeria in 2021. Tabawo, when we look at these data, we can see that this is actually coming from the OEC World or OEC.world. So let me uh, first say very good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on what part of the world you're watching this information from. So we are actually looking at Nigeria uh, import, export that happened in 2021. In 2021, Nigeria was number 30 economy in the world in terms of the GDP, the number 52 in total export, the number 50 in the total import, the number 141 economy in terms of GDP per capita. Current US, the number 126 most complex economy according to the Economic Complex Index. In 2021, Nigeria was able to export so many different products. The top export of Nigeria was the crude petroleum that gave us 41.8 billion US dollars. The petroleum gas gave us 8.52 billion US dollars. Special purpose ship, 1.25 billion. Cocoa beans, $779 million. The refined petroleum, $667 million. Exporting mostly to India, which gave us, a value from what we sold to India. We're going to see that data later on. What is about 9.7 billion. Spain was the other country that we sold a lot of our crude oil to the value of 6.7 billion. The United States also was about 3.69 billion, and then France was 3.32 billion dollars, and the China is 3.5 billion. What did we import to Nigeria? Remember that Nigeria is a country that doesn't produce anything. It hardly produced anything, in the last 63 years. But we actually import few stuff as well. The top import of Nigeria are also the refined petroleum, which is costing us about 11.3 billion. The reason for that is the four major refinery in Nigeria is completely down. They are not working. We are also able to import wheat. And we know that wheat is used for so many things, bread, breweries, and all sorts of them need it as well. So almost 3.32 billion worth of wheat came into Nigeria in 2021. Cars, we love cars, different cars that were brought into the country, whether the second hand from America, whether the brand new from South Korea or Germany, whether the ones that the government is also bringing in or the average individual Nigerians. That also cost us 2.42 billion US dollars. Packaged medicaments cost us $972 million dollars. We were able to bring in, broadcasting equipment. A lot of Nigerians are opening up, different, whether small or large scale, even though there's no freedom of speech in Nigeria. But we were able to bring in about $93.4 million worth of broadcasting equipment, importing mostly from definitely China to the tune of 21.9 billion US dollars. We were able to import a lot from India, $4.75 billion. Netherlands is also a very small country. I mean, when we talk about Netherlands, you would expect that, Nigeria should have been doing more, but we are bringing more produce from Netherlands at about value of $4.58 billion. The United States also about $4.42 billion, and Belgium 2.34 billion. So the question is, let's look at now the crude oil. This is crude oil, that 72.5% uh, export value at 41.8 billion, US dollars. So let's look at the major countries that we were exporting the crude oil to. Indian took the large part of our crude oil at 19.4% to the tone of value of 8.11 billion. Next to that is Spain. Uh, Export value at 5.38 billion US dollars. That's about 12.9%. Next to that is France. Again, export value at 2.55 billion dollars, and that's about almost 6.9%. Then we have other countries there. We have Netherlands, 2.11 billion, US dollars. United Kingdom, 1.19 billion US dollars. Germany, 1.13 billion US dollars at about 2.69%. Portugal, 1.5 billion US dollars at about 2.51%. Then it goes to Italy, 4.15% at about export value at 1.74 billion US dollars. We have Poland, not a very big one there, 2.12%, value of $887 million. Gibraltar, $413 million. Switzerland, $407 million. Belgium, 66.1 million. Czechia, $11.8 million. Norway, $17.5 million. Croatia, $79.1 million. These are countries that we sold our crude oil to, and the value as well. Denmark, $231 million there as well. South Africa, 2.17 billion US dollars. Cote d'Ivoire, also 1.28 billion dollars. Senegal, 460 million. Togo, $430 million, and Ghana, $103 million. Then United States, $2.84 billion. Canada, $1.4 billion. Peru, $269 million. And Chile, $63.2 million. Right there, Uruguay, $396 million. Brazil, $594 million. Then also Malaysia, 29.5 million. United Arab Emirates, 57.5 million. China, $1.2 billion. South Korea, $507 million. Indonesia, $1.93 billion. Singapore, $728 million. Thailand, $669 million. And also Chinese Taipei, $180 million. Israel, $86.7 million. Brunei, $98.6 million. Vietnam, $88.1 million. And the question, and then also we have, South Korea right there as well, somewhere there. Where is it? Yeah, $507 million. We also have, the petroleum gas. As you can see there, most countries that also we were able to sell our petroleum gas to as well. Um, One thing that I saw that also, picked on it was that we sold electricity, to countries when Nigerians do not even have, electricity as well. Let's now look at, refined petroleum countries that we sold them to. United States, took a lot of that. Belgium, Germany, United Kingdom, Netherlands, France, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, Brazil, and Benin Republic. Also, our tin orals was sold to Malaysia, Thailand, China, and Burma. Electricity is quite interesting that a country that cannot provide 24 hours electricity to Nigerians is actually selling electricity to Benin Republic, about 43, 0.2% to the value of $68.9 million. Niger, is also a country that we are selling electricity to at about $54.2 million, and Togo at about $36.2 million as well. So my question to Nigerians today is, with the total value of what we made from the export, how has that impact or changed your life? $57.7 billion was what gave us from the export in 2021. My name is Olami Koiki, and again, this is Koiki Media, bringing the world closer to your doorsteps.